And we are back today to talk about another five-star official visit for the Oklahoma Sooners. Guys, five-star Kobe Black has announced that he will be taking an official visit to the University of Oklahoma. We got to talk about it because, hey, it's significant. The Sooners could be looking at taking another five-star in the secondary here in the 2024 class. And when was the last time you could say that about Oklahoma? But we're about to dive into it, guys. If you have not already, go ahead, hit that like, hit the subscribe button, jump down in the comments below, and let me know what y'all's thoughts are. Where do you guys think the five-star cornerback out of Waco, Texas will ultimately land? So, Kobe Black, five-star cornerback out of Connolly High School, out of Waco, Texas, has announced that he's going to be joining the Sooners for a June 9th official visit weekend. And if you watch the show, you know why that's a significant weekend for the Oklahoma Sooners, because they're also going to have a five-star defensive lineman by the name of Williams Nwaneri. Not sure if you've heard of him, just a small recruit. Only a top 5 player in the country in the 2024 recruiting cycle. No big deal. He'll also be visiting the Oklahoma Sooners that day. And when you look at what the Oklahoma Sooners have on that weekend, I would almost say it's more significant than the Champion Barbecue weekend. And before you jump on me and go, whoa, Preston, you're off your rocker. Well, let me explain the reason why. Because Champion Barbecue, it's a lot of the visitors that you would expect to have that weekend, like David Stone, Dominic McKinley, Sammy Brown, obviously. Yeah, you expect to get those guys there. You expect to get Taylor Tatum there. You know, that's your big one. And a lot of those guys are leaning Oklahoma. And when they're leaning Oklahoma, you feel good about it. However, when it comes to June 9th, and here's why this is more significant. A Williams Nwaneri, the guy that, quite frankly, everybody in the country wants. Yeah. Getting him on campus in a weekend where maybe you can, how do I say this? Seclude him from the other people a little bit. Kind of talk to him a little bit about, hey, here's why Oklahoma is the better destination. Show him a little bit more film. Spend a little bit more one-on-one quality time with him because you don't have as many visitors that weekend. That's important. But then you're going to have guys like the four-star cornerback Marcellus Williams, Jason Zandamela, the number 1 center in the country, offensive lineman Grant Bricks, who that dude's going to be a stud, offensive tackle Weston Davis, a cornerback who is currently committed to Tennessee, Caleb Beasley. You've got offensive tackle Marcus Easley. You've got offensive lineman Eddie Pierre-Louis, who has talked about Oklahoma being his dream school, yet he's going to take his first visit to Oklahoma, and it's going to be an official visit. That's significant, right? And you've seen Eddie Pierre-Louis. Dude's freaking 335 pounds and can run. And then you've got edge rusher Caleb Redd as well. And then now you add Kobe Black to that mix, who's a 6 foot, 190-pound cornerback who everybody in the country wants, is productive on both sides of the ball, has a great frame, creates space. If he adds a little bit of body mass and can maintain the athleticism that he has, yeah, you're talking about a guy that can be extremely elite and maybe even a first-round talent. Plays basketball, runs track. But if you're the Oklahoma Sooners, well, you've got a couple roadblocks in your way. First one's being Alabama. Second one's being Texas A&M. Third one being Texas. Fourth one being Ohio State. Those are going to be your roadblocks. Those are going to be what you got to get over. So, just like as we talked about with Williams Nwaneri, getting him on campus in a weekend where you have less five stars, you have less visitors, you're able to spend a little bit more time with him, focus, explain to him how he's going to be used in depth, really make him feel like Oklahoma is going to be home. Really give him that sales pitch, an intentional sales pitch. Yeah, it would be great to have Kobe Black there with the other 5 stars, Champion Barbecue, but maybe you don't get to spend as much time with him. And maybe that little extra time that you can devote into sitting in a film room, eating dinner, walking around campus. Maybe that's the ultimate selling point for a guy like Kobe Black. You never know. But looking at this June 9th official visit list, there are a couple guys that I think OU has to pretty well hit on. Williams Nwaneri, obviously, the 5-star defensive lineman from Lee Summit North, 6'6", 260 pounds. We all know he's elite, top 5 player in the country. I think OU absolutely needs to hit on this one. That's a guy they have to hit. Additionally, you got to get Jason Zandamela, the 6'3", 286-pound inside offensive lineman. Currently, I think a top 100 player in the country, if I remember correctly. The number 1 center in the country. You got to be able to land him. And then the last one you have to land, Grant Bricks, the other offensive lineman from Iowa. Yeah, the dude's going to be, I think, a potential borderline 5-star, definitely a top 50 player by the end of this cycle. Grant Bricks has that kind of talent at 6'6", 277 pounds. And in a year where Oklahoma is going to be losing 4 to 5 offensive linemen because of graduation or the NFL draft, you're going to have to be able to go and make this a strong offensive line recruiting class. We all know you're going to have to take guys out of the portal, but you're going to have to make this a strong offensive line recruiting class. And starting with Jason Zandamela, starting with Grant Bricks, that's a great starting point, because then you can go out there and try to land a guy like Casey Poe, who a lot of us believe Oklahoma is favored for. A lot of you guys will probably believe the same thing. And then all you got is Bennett Warren, Weston Davis. We've talked about Eddie Pierre-Louis. Yeah. Imagine being able to land a guy like Eddie Pierre-Louis, a guy that's playing defensive line and offensive line in high school, but is absolutely just a monster. That's because that's what he is. He's a monster. I don't know if you guys have seen the video of him running track. 335-pound boy can haul. So I look at the Oklahoma Sooners recruiting weekend on June 9th. I say it's a pretty important recruiting weekend. Smaller amount of visitors, more intentional time, 2 big star, 5-star talents who maybe one of them for sure, maybe both of them, you're not being given a front runner spot for. Maybe that weekend changes everything. So, guys, I want to hear from you. Go ahead, jump down in the comments below. Let me know what y'all think about Kobe Black scheduling an official visit the weekend of June 9th with Williams Nwaneri and some other elite prospects across the country. If you guys haven't already, go ahead, hit that like and subscribe button.